Did you know that you can shoot Capitao firebolts onto the ceiling and it'll instantly drop down and do damage to anybody standing below where you've just shot? I'm going to use this example on Clubhouse to clear rafters. Generally when you're attacking CCTV on Clubhouse, you'll open up one of these garage walls and come through. And if you use Capitao in this position, all you need to do is go below the rafters. Boom, 1, boom, 2, and then from that, rafters position is cleared out. Nobody can stand behind R1, nobody can stand behind R2, and then the force to run away. And if you have somebody on the door, that's an instant freebie. With that being said, what you can also do with Capitao is smoke through floors. So let's say I want to smoke off this radio door from below. All I need to do is go into lounge, go right below the radio door, and just shoot the Capitao bolt into the floor, and boom, you've blocked off that angle. If someone wants to cross the garage holes, they're free to do that now because you've blocked off the angle with the smoke. And that's just one of 37 tips I'm going to give you in this video. I'm going through every single attacker, giving you one tip for each of them, except the new operator, Aurora, because I haven't played her enough yet. So going through the list, the next operator is Striker. Now the good thing about Striker is that they have utility that is self-enabling, and you need to make sure you're using this utility together. For example, like I'm bringing right now, you can bring impact AMPs and a breaching device so that you can be the only person needed to breach a wall on site, or to breach some kind of wall that's needed for your push. The same goes as well if you bring nades and flashbangs. You can burn for yourself and then throw a nade in. So when you're playing Striker, you need to make sure you're bringing utility that supplements each other, like this. AMP the wall and go and breach it. Now this next tip is for Amaru players. Now, everyone who plays Amaru thinks, okay, I'm just going to yeet into sight and hope for the best. But if you use the utility smarter, you can create weird ways to flank enemies. I'm going to use Villa as an example. If you're on this master balcony and you start fighting them, so you're fighting at people, you're shooting at the holes, you're shooting at the doors. Basically, they know that you're here now, they're going to start looking this direction. What you can do is you can use the Amaru gadget, come all the way over here, and yeet straight through into zombie window. And then you can come behind them and go for a bit of a backstab. So it's a way to create a solo flank instantly without having teammates that you need to bait. Okay, so my last tip was for solo queue players who want to try and win rounds by out aiming enemies. This is going to be for more strategic players that want to try and win rounds through verticality and playing smarter than the enemies. Now this is how to properly play vertical with Sledge. All you need to do to play vertical with Sledge properly is to not get C4'd, right? And how do you do that? To do that, what I like to do is I Sledge loads of holes before I start picking down any of them. So I'll do an example now. Literally just go around making holes. You got so many uses of the hammer. So you can go around making as much holes as you want. Once you've got enough holes for your liking, then you start picking down them. Once you've got enough holes that you want to use, I've made about 7 here. Then you can start peeking down them. Also as well, change up your plan. So don't make them all and then start looking down them all. Make a couple, then start looking down one of them. And just don't look down the last one that you opened as well. Make sure you're looking down different one of them just to reduce the chance of getting shot through a hole that someone's aiming at. Because generally when you make a hole, someone's going to look straight up at that last hole that you just made. So if you make more than one, they have to question which one to look at. So just start making loads of holes and then start looking down them, and then there's less chance of getting C4'd. My next tip is for Thatcher mains, and this is how to counter a Cade trick properly. So what a Cade trick is when the defender's Cade will place down a Cade, and then once you EMP it, they'll place another one down to try and trick the breach that's going on the wall. If you want to counter a Cade trick, it's so easy with Thatcher. All you need to do, throw the first one to disable the Cade that's already placed down. Once your teammate is breaching the wall, then throw another one down before the second Cade activates, and then boom, they're all gone. Freebie Cade wall open. Okay, so my next tip is for Ash players. This is how to properly rush through a door with Ash and not take any damage. I'll show you how you do it wrong right now, and then I'll show you how to do it properly afterwards. So when people do it wrong, what they usually do is they'll Ash the door and they'll run straight into it. Boom, they've took 20 something damage there. The proper way to do it without taking any damage at all is to Ash charge the top corner of the door like this and try and aim it on the little wood bit rather than the actual barricade itself, like that. And then now you can run into it, not take any damage, and boom, you're already right. You're already ready to fight. Now my next tip is for Thermite mains. If you're trying to breach a wall that's muted, you'll know by going up to it, and it'll have a little icon in the bottom left next to your camera icons where it says there's a mute jammer there. You can't breach the wall without an EMP. All you need to do is to rappel upside down on the wall, keep going down until you see the mute jammer icon come back again, and then go up once until it's gone, and then breach the wall. And now this will breach the wall. If you do it properly, I didn't have the mute jammer icon to show you exactly. If you do this properly and use the icon of the mute jammer, it should create a breach that you can run through. If not, like I did, you can still jump through it and you can still see through it like a normal breach you would. The next tip is for Twitch. And that's to use the fact that she comes with 2 more drones than most other operators do. So instead of just having 2 drones, you can use the Twitch drones and have 4. And as well, the Twitch drones obviously can zap gadgets as well, but I don't really use them to zap gadgets unless it's something like bandits or something that's in the way of what I'm droning anyway. I'll generally just drone myself in normally with these Twitch drones like the normal drones, unless I need the Twitch drones to get rid of a gadget to help the team. My next tip is for Monty players. If you want to be good with Monty, you literally just need to exist. It's so hard to clear Monties out of positions with just C4s and impact grenades. If you're a Monty player and you're pushing into a room, if you're trying to push a room, all you need to do is just exist in that room for a little bit, and defenders will start flocking to you and using utility on you and wasting utility for nothing. And all you need to do is simply just keep your shield up and exist, and create so much pressure just by existing. If you do this in conjunction with your teammates pushing from a different angle, they're going to be watching towards you, and then the teammates can come and backstab. And then if they turn around and shoot your teammates, all you need to do is start unextending and re-extending, and then they'll start like questioning who to look at, who to be scared of. It's simply just a case of pressure and just being there. Now for Glaz players, you need to be abusing the fact that you can see through smokes and that you have smokes to bring. If you bring smokes and just start peeking through doorways like this, you can clear out so many positions and just be a presence and be a nuisance on different angles, and they don't know exactly where to aim at. If you start crouching and stuff, they won't be able to pre-fire you through the smoke. If I'm holding like an angle like this, they're not really going to pre-fire crouching on the left side of the door. They're going to pre-fire like the middle of the door or somewhere in the smoke, and just create like little off angles in the smoke by walking into it a little bit. And you can create so many freebies for yourself by doing this. As well as that, Glaz is one of the best operators for covering for plants. If you smoke a plant off like this, and then your teammates jump in a plant, all you need to do is sit and watch the smoke and just kill them when they're running through, trying to throw a C4. Boom, freebie. If you smoke off like all of the room with your teammates as well, like smoke off the theatre door, smoke off the Hall of Fame door, and try and smoke off any rotates, it's so easy to go in and plant. You can do this on every map on every site as well. Okay, so my next tip is for fuse players, and this is that fuse should be used to create vertical destruction rather than to try and cause damage on site. This is because you can create fuse charges like this, put one on the wall, breach it, and then if I run through, you'll see that it breaches a layer in the floor like this. It doesn't breach through the whole floor, but it breaches through one layer. Then if you do the same fuse charge again in the same place, as close as you can, and then blow that one up, they'll land in the same places, and then it'll create vertical destruction. And we've created vertical destruction on the whole of this back storage area. And you can see behind the bomb, if it's a kitchen site, you can see behind these cabinets. If you use this trick to create vertical and then use the last two fuse charges, because you only need two to do that, to create damage on site and destroy your gadgets on site, then it creates such an easier way to attack sites. Now Blitz is an operator that's kind of very broken at the minute, same with Blackbeard. If you want to be good with Blitz, all you need to do is simply just run at people. Like, find out where someone is, chase them down, they'll start getting scared. Use cover like this, where you can block your bottom half, and then just sit waiting for somebody. And then once you see them, start running at them, chase them down. If they look at you and start shooting, just crouch and just keep following them. And then once they turn their back to you, just simply kill them. Or if you get close enough, flash them and then kill them. Blitz is really easy to be good with. All you need to do is figure out how to close the distance with people by sprinting at them and crouching when they're looking at you, and then aiming at them when they're not looking at you, or flash them and then kill them. With IQ, you can see defenders that go on cameras from below. So if I'm a defender in penthouse behind the bed here, and I'll go on my camera, they'll be visible to me from below. I can't show you an example because I'm alone in this custom game, unfortunately, but you'll see the little phone pop up and they'll be on the camera. Then all you need to do is just floor bang where that is, and like a little bit next to it, because obviously the camera's not going to be where the head is, but floor bang a little bit next to it and you'll get a freebie. You can use this as well with Dokkaebi, so when someone goes on the phone to cancel the Dokkaebi call, you can see them from below. And then also as well, once you plant the bomb, you can see people that are defusing from below with this scanner as well. So it's really useful for situations like that. Now, just like with Blitz, with Blackbeard, all you need to do to be good with Blackbeard is to just exist and to run at people. Start creating pressure by running at somebody. Once they start shooting at you, crouch, get close to them, melee them onto the ground and finish them off for a freebie. Another trick as well is to use the iron sights just for that little ADS speed boost that you can have, because you won't be fighting long angles with Blackbeard. So if you use the iron sights, you can get that little bit of an ADS boost, and also Blackbeard is just broken in general, so if you want to be good with Blackbeard, you simply just need to play him. Now my next tip is for Buck players, and this is how to never get C4'd from below when you're playing Buck and trying to do vertical. Let's say I want to do vertical on the kitchen right now to go below into the basement. All I need to do is to go above into logistic, and then go prone on the floor, and just literally prone around shotgun on the floor below us, like this. If you aim down sight when you do this as well, you instantly with one shot create damage through both the floors, rather than there being a chance of you only getting through one layer. So all you need to do is just prone around and do this, and you can get all the book holes that you need open without getting risk of getting C4'd. It's just the easiest way to play vertical without getting like damage. And then to use the holes, all you need to do is go down and look through the holes in kitchen. Now for Hibana players, if you're sick and tired of going to hatches and decayed and nobody on your team has brought a Thatcher or some kind of EMP gadget, all you need to do is switch your gadget to the 2 pellets, go to each side of the hatch if there's soft floor around it, shoot the pellet so it goes on the floor next to the hatch but not touching the hatch so it doesn't get electrocuted, like this, as close as you can, and then do the same on the other side as well. And this will, at least it will get the kid off the hatch, or it might open the hatch if you're lucky with how you've placed them, if you've placed them well. So in this situation it didn't open the hatch because I didn't place them close enough, but it would have got the kid on the hatch if there was a kid underneath the hatch. Now one tip for Jackal players is to simply just go on the opposite side of the map to where the site is and try and clear out roamers. Jackal is the best operator for roam clearing because you can find out, pinpoint exactly where people are. All you need to do is go around, get yourself into the building somewhere, start looking around for footsteps. As soon as you find them, start following them and chasing the defender down that's roaming somewhere, hiding. I personally like to play Jackal as a lurker, so I'll go around in the end of the map where like there's nobody going to be, so I'll end on some random part of the map, and then I'll just look around my Jackal scanner to try and find footsteps, and as soon as I find some, I'll follow them, hunt them down, get my freebie. Now my next tip for Ying is not as useful as some of the other tips, however it has its good use cases. So with Ying, what you can do is you can place Yings on soft walls like this and it'll explode through the other side like a fuse would. It's really good if you want to use this and then run around to like a different doorway, so I'll use this. And then I'll run around to the doorway and try and fight them while they're blinded from a different angle where they're not really going to expect it. So the Yings have just popped off and now I can start swinging around trying to kill people that are blind. Now my next tip is for Zofia, and that's you can use the Zofia stuns to stop people from doing an animation. So let's say someone's putting a gadget down, you can use the stun to stop them from doing that. Now what's the use for that? It's really good for stopping bandit tricks. Let's say someone's bandit tricking this CC wall here. All you need to do to stop them is to EMP it so that the bandits go off, and when he goes to place a new one down, you're prone down here, you shoot your stun like this, boom, it'll bounce off the wall, and then if the bandit's there, it'll hit the bandit, and then you do it one more time. So you do one while your thermite's placing the thermite down, or while your ace is throwing the ace, and then you do one more again while it's blown up. I just missed it there unfortunately, but you get the point. You do one while they're placing it and then one while it's exploding to make sure that you get the wall open 100% of the time. Now that's all for part 1 of this video. If you want to see a part 2 where I do the rest of the attackers and then I'll do some defenders as well in a different video, then comment down below that if you want to see that. Comment down below if you want to see a part 2 or if you want to see the defender side of this. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. 95% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you could subscribe, that would be bloody lovely. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you later.